So getting down to the weeds, what are the most common challenges in beverage specifically? So waste is usually a good use case. So how do we fuel a bottle? So we know that we have 500 milliliters. So if you think like me, I did a metric system for 27 years in my head, and then I had to get to the imperial with fluid of ounces, but I still think as metric first. So 500 milliliters, how do I fill a bottle? So if I fill 10 bottles, does it mean that I use 5 liters? No, right? So let's talk about how do you fill a bottle? So if the label says the volume is 500, legal and regulatory requirements ask for what's called a required overfill. So you have to overfill the bottle, right? So this is to ensure that the customers receive the net content that is on the label, right? So plus the volume label, now you have the required overfill with the tolerances that, like Zach said, that I know Glenn would love. So this is mandatory. It's in green because I have no choice. I gotta do it, right? Now, the first villain in here, it is what we call the excess overfill. So if we set the machine to fill 508 and it fills 10 milliliters extra, now you're getting to 518 per bottle, right? To the customer is free product. I love it, right? I get a little bit more. But worse than that, the carbonated beverages specifically, they need some headspace over here. So if you don't have that headspace, you're going to go through a vision machine system, like let's say a Presco or whatever vision you have, and it's going to kick out and you're going to increase the rejects because of the internal pressure, right? So
you could overfill it and then potentially lose the whole can.
Right. The whole can, that's the same thing with the pressure. Funny enough, that's why the can has the round bottom in there, right? For specifically for to manage the internal pressure. And to Zach's point is, oh, I'm just giving free product. No, you're increasing the rejects as well. So now with a flow meter that we have, now talking about the data that we have on Enterprise B, we do have a flow meter. We can totalize. We know the average per bottle that is going into the bottle. So remember that we had 518 in here, but we see 524 average in the flow meter when you do the calculation. So where is the rest going? That's what we call the spillage, right? Spillage is also something you want to reduce because this is, again, product going down to the drain. This can be a little spikes usually because when you're filling a line, usually what we call flush to drain. So you're filling the line all the way down to the drain. So you will see a spike in the beginning and then the actual spillage will be much lower than that, but average over time, average a shift or a PO, if you produce to order, you'll see, let's say 6 milliliters. Now we have 16 milliliters per bottle of waste, right? Now, just doing a very quick math in here, right? So I know for in the grocery store, at the grocery store, we're talking about maybe $1 per liter, 1.2, but let's say that this cost me 70 cents. And then in this specific sites, I have 6 production lines, each filler, high-speed filling, sometimes 1,200 bottles per minute or somewhere in there. So let's say at 80% OEE, 24 hours run on almost $8 million bottles a day. That's $87,000 every single day. I'm not okay with burning $87,000 every day. Are you? So pretty much
depends on what, but
right. Yeah. Well, What if it burning just a waste?
No.
Right. Investing
We want
is
to
different.
we want to blow that money elsewhere.
Right. Exactly. Well, why don't we spend elsewhere with technology? Right.
This was like a master class on food and bev. I learned a lot.